This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Pitford. I'll be joined by the machine, Liam Williams, here in Sheffield. Liam, I haven't seen you for a while. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good, mate. Very good. Keep my head down, training, and just grafting away, pal.
Grafting away. We were expecting some very exciting news. Understand it's pretty much imminent. Yourself and Chris Eubank Jr. There's been hints being dropped all week that it's done deal. We're almost here. Does that sort of echo what you know about it?
Yeah, I'm told this announcement later on today. But as I've just said to somebody there, there's been some form of announcement for the last 20 days. It's always tomorrow. So God knows I'm not holding my breath anymore. But there's definitely something exciting coming for you.
When you do get a fight confirmed and it's over the line, and you've been preparing before that, with all the negotiations have been going on, when it's finally done and it's finally confirmed, does it give you that little bit extra between your teeth in the gym? Do you notice it?
Of course it does, yeah, because I've been training for quite a while anyway. And just as the training starts to get a bit monotonous and you start dipping a little bit then, yeah. It is kind of a good thing in that sense, because now we're only going to be like a couple of weeks away or whatever. As you start dipping and thinking, I can't wait for the fight now, just counting down, then it gives you that extra boost when it's announced and everybody starts talking and everybody's on it and excited. So it's not too bad timing really, but it's just it's been a little bit frustrating, and it's just
with Chris himself, obviously been working with Roy Jones Jr. and been trying to tweak his style a little bit here now. We've seen his last couple of fights. What have you made of the change he's tried to make under Roy Jones?
I think, if I'm being totally honest with you, I don't think Roy Jones has done him any favours. I think if anything, he's probably made him not so effective, because he's trying to box and he's trying to have that kind of, I don't know, slick style, when he knows and everybody else knows that's not his style of fighting. He's a very aggressive, punches and bunches, wearing you down kind of fighter. So I think that would be his best bet with me. If he tries to outbox me, I think he's going to get knocked out, because I'm just gonna maul him.
We've seen him in the past sort of throw caution to the wind and trade leather and maybe not stay as disciplined as the people in his corner would like. With all these changes he's made, do you think when you are putting that pressure on and you're cutting a ring off a bit of him, something will go in there and you guys will just stand and trade?
Yeah, I definitely think that the thing is, when the going gets tough for someone, he's 32 years of age. He's no spring chicken. Like I'm not saying he's fading or he's on the slide or anything, but he's 32. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and I think once the going gets tough, he'll fall back into his old habits and his habits of standing and trading and just punch for punch type of work. So I think he'll always fall back into that, and it's going to make for a very exciting fight.
Think you can stop Chris Eubank Jr.?
Yeah, I do. I definitely think I can. It's not going to be easy, because he is, as much as I don't like the fella, he's very tough. He's durable, always very fit and strong. Excuse me. So it's always going to be a big task to stop somebody like Chris Eubank. So we'll see, but I'll be prepared for the distance, if it does come to that.
I appreciate you getting your teeth into this now, but I want to go back to the Andrade fight now. The dust has settled. What have you sort of taken away from that, and have you watched the fight back much?
Yeah, do you know, I haven't watched the full fight. I searched on YouTube and I seen there was like a highlight reel, but the highlight reel was based on him. And so basically I watched about 5 or 6 minutes of myself getting punched in the face, and it was quite funny actually. It was just like, fucking, it is what it is, and he was a quality operator. Things didn't go to plan for me. I had a bad start. I got dropped. I was carrying a little bit of an injury in that fight. I'm not saying that I would have beat him If I didn't have that injury, who knows? It's not an excuse. I'm just saying it wasn't my time, and that's that. I'm not really going to keep going back over it. And I lost. I lost my hand up. He's a very good fighter. Congratulations to him.
With that said, Liam, next weekend Demetrius is back in the ring against Quigley. Do you give Jay much of a chance in that fight?
Do you know what? Quigley's actually he's a very talented fighter. He's quite slick. He's got a bit of everything, if I'm being honest. But I've spent a lot of time with him. I trained with him. He was at the Ingle gym as well. So, yeah, you definitely can't count him out of the fight totally. But I just think Andrade will have that bit too much experience, and yeah, I don't really know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but I just think he'll have that little bit too much room. He might get him out of it down the stretch, or clear points win.
Now we are, of course, here. We've had the open workout today for Kid Galahad defending his world title in Sheffield for the first time against Kiko Martinez this weekend. You've been around the gym with Kid. You've watched him win his world title. You expect another spiteful performance on Saturday night?
Yeah, definitely. I think Kiko Martinez is a very good, he's a quality, very tough and rugged fighter. I think it might take Barry a couple of rounds to break him down. But I think once Barry starts getting in a rhythm, he'll just beating him too clean, too often, and I think he'll stop him.
Barry's someone who's renowned for being a gym rat. He lives in there and he loves it. What's he like to be in the gym with?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Although he's like my mate in many ways, I kind of look up to Barry, because that's how you should be as a pro. You should be fully dedicated and everything else, So he's good, but Barry's he's not known for being like a killer kind of fighter, but he's very, very spiteful, and he actually hits quite hard as well. I've done a lot of body sparring and stuff, and he's as I said, he's spiteful, and he just comes and comes and comes. He's very, very fit and strong for his size, and I think he'll just have too much for Kiko and probably stop him in the second half of the fight.
Got to ask you as well, the division above you, we saw an undisputed champion crowned at the weekend, Canelo Alvarez stopping Caleb-Plant. Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, I did watch the fight. No, I didn't actually. I watched the highlights because it was obviously early hours in the morning and I weren't getting up for it. So, Canelo. I've said somebody else just now. He's on a level of his own at the moment, and I don't think there's anyone beating him. At least in middle or super middle anyway. Unless he moves up and is he's beaten by size and somebody who's a lot bigger than him and stronger, whatnot. I just think he's not losing anytime soon. He's class.
Liam, final one from me. We're expecting the official confirmation any minute now, any hour now, for you and Chris Eubank Jr. If Chris Eubank Jr. happens to see this, what message would you like to send him ahead of your bout?
Just be ready, mate, because I'm coming. I'm going to be ready. So make sure you are.
Liam Williams, thank you so much for speaking to Boxing Social.